Hey guys, Ken Scott, Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentryWaiverServices.com. Let us get you cleared into the USA. All right, guys. So, today's April 2nd. That's the second? Yeah, April 2nd, 2025. So, I actually haven't gotten a title for this video. It's gonna be a combo of things. Um, one person joined our Facebook group. And this person was asking about a quick, cheap, fast waiver. And some people that wrote comments to us were asking about a video regarding being inadmissible without criminality and how can it could affect you traveling back to the USA with a waiver approval. So I think I'm going to try to combo both. I think that. So the first part I'm going to touch here is going to be regarding um, the woman who mentioned wants a cheap, quick, fast waiver. And I can say to her with all sincerity, there's no such thing. Because let's break this down. Um, quick. These things are averaging 10 to 12 months or longer. So, I mean, if you could call that quick, then I guess that's fine. But they're not quick right now. And especially along with the staff shortages, with what Trump has done, cutting the federal budget, and with the people remaining there, a lot of them don't have the critical thinking skills like they should. Like a lot of people retiring. And my buddy who's a former federal, well, he's a current federal officer, and he told me that all the talented people are leaving, and I think he's going to retire soon as well. So you got all that talent leaving from an agency. I mean, it's going to slow down the operation. So I can't see it getting any faster anytime soon. That's e-safe or no e-safe. Makes no difference. So that's the quick part. And well, I guess quick and fast. Cheap, after Trump has put together this executive order where he has said that he wants people entering the U.S. to be subject to extreme vetting, which basically means, guys, you're being checked a lot closer. There's no way on this planet it can be cheap. And another thing that happened, see, right now here it's 2040. About 6:45 today, I met up with a client. I left home, met up with him, got some documents, guys. And what they've done with this particular gentleman, he has a waiver pending. They wrote back asking for a second type of waiver now. So, but because of that, I mean, we got to charge him again for that because that's a lot more work. And I basically I'm reading what they were asking. They're really, really digging because he got a waiver the first time already. This is second waiver, so they made an error basically when they gave him the first waiver. They should have asked for the deportation waiver at that time. They didn't do that. Now they caught the error. So getting back into this, quick, cheap, quick, fast waiver. It's not going to happen for the most part. And the more complex your offense is, the more time and money it's going to cost in terms of how we do it. And I'm going to show you guys why what I have open on the screen ties into what she said and these other people. All right, guys. So let's go right here. First thing. Um, actually, let me back up here. So in one of our videos here, someone was asking about what if you're inadmissible with no criminal record? Can your American husband sponsor you without an issue? And I gave a pretty detailed response, so you guys can check out this response. But the person in this video was asking me, same person, hey Ken Scott, talk about people who are inadmissible without criminal and how can it affect you when traveling back to the USA with an approval? Okay, I'm gonna tie all that in with this as well. All right, this is from CBP. And guys, let's see. I don't want to bore you guys with the small parts. But what this is saying here, back up here a little. CPB, CBP stands steadfast and determined to prevent those who are willfully attempting to evade our existing immigration laws from entering at our ports, says Francis J. Russell. I actually saw him at a law conference. Director of CBP's New York field operations. Our employees are dedicated to CBP's mission of keeping those who wish to harm us or break our laws out of the United States. Um, Admission means the lawful entry into the country. I mean, makes sense. Good boy. Okay, under U.S. immigration law, applicants for admission bear the burden of proof to establish that they are clearly eligible to enter the U.S. To demonstrate that they are admissible, the applicant must overcome all grounds of inadmissibility. Guys, this is in the regulations. This is right out of the regs. So this ties into when you guys get these waivers. It says right here, applicants for admission bear the burden of proof to establish that they are eligible to enter the U.S. Blah, 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 must overcome all grounds of inadmissibility. So when you guys cheap out with these discount waiver companies and they don't cover what's in the regs right here, you guys get denied your waiver or get denied entry with a waiver. That's the fault of you guys for cheaping out. But it's right here in the regulations where it states this. And it also states here the list more than 60 grounds of inadmissibility divided into several major categories, including health-related, criminality, security reasons, public charge, as if you have no job and no money, labor certification, we don't really get those, illegal entrance and immigration violations, documentation requirements, and miscellaneous grounds. Guys, 60 grounds of inadmissibility. 60. Some of these grounds you cannot get a waiver for. I mean, it is what it is. But 60 grounds for inadmissibility. Now think about this. These discount waiver companies charging dirt cheap. They're not going to know how to address these areas. So the fees we charge, pretty much you're paying for the experience of us to overcome this stuff. I mean, it is what it is, right? So that pretty much covers the part about the cheap, quick, fast waiver. Based upon these regulations, which you just read here, this stuff is not cheap, quick, or fast. I mean, if you got a conviction for stealing a car in 1940, I mean, that's a different story. That might be fairly lower cost, but it's still gonna be the same processing time. If you got a conviction for drug trafficking, that's a whole different animal. If you got a conviction for misrepresentation because you used a fake passport or fake name, whole different animal, entirely different. That also ties into the part here where the person in the comments section was asking about inadmissible without criminal. Well, this covers the section you were asking about 60 areas of inadmissibility. So you could be inadmissible for many things, not just criminality. And again, I'll read them off to you. Health related, security, public charge, labor certification, illegal entrance, immigration violations like misrepresentation or overstay, documentation requirements. That's people who go down to the border, they don't have the right documents, they try to enter, and they get the 5-year bans, and miscellaneous grounds. So for the person in the comments, this part is for you. You could be inadmissible for many areas. Now, for him, the person in the comments, I broke what he said down to two separate sections. Then he's saying, how can it affect you when traveling back to the USA with an approval? I guess he means approved waiver. Okay, so for example, let's just say you need a waiver for misrepresentation. So you got an approval in hand. You're driving down to Peace Arch border. You get hauled to secondary, especially now with Mr. Trump in office. They're going to grill. Well, I should say, there's a good chance they're going to grill you, and they're going to want to know more information because Trump has said he wants his officers to engage in extreme vetting. So there's a good chance you're going to get checked a lot closer, even though you've got an approved waiver in hand. An approved waiver does not guarantee entry. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's here in the regulations. I think I saw that. I saw okay, wait, okay, it was in a different section. But anyway, getting back to it, a waiver itself does not guarantee entry. So if you're, let's say, you got a waiver for misrepresentation, that's fine. But then during the interview with the officer, while you're trying to make your first entry, if he uncovers another area for inadmissibility, let's say uh, he's asking you if you ever smoked a joint, you say yeah. Well, now you got a different area of inadmissibility. immigration violations, or if he, yeah, immigration violations, let's just say, then they got you for that. So then you got to go back. Or if he looks in the computer and see you've been charged with bank robbery, and the fact that it's been dismissed, he says, "What happened?" And you say, "Oh, well, I was involved with the robbery, but I never got caught because they couldn't prove the money in the trunk they found was mine." Now you're inadmissible for criminality because you just admitted to a bank robbery. So the waiver that you got for misrepresentation, it won't cover the other two areas I just mentioned. So he's probably going to revoke that waiver, send you back to Canada. Then we got to redo it and address the new areas of inadmissibility. And guys, that's an important thing because these discount waiver companies, a lot of lawyers, they don't know how to address this stuff properly. So when the gentleman was asking how can it affect you when traveling back to the USA with an approval, the approval doesn't necessarily 100% mean you're going to get in. It's a case by case basis. Lucky for us, me being a former federal officer and former law enforcement officer who was previously posted in Washington State, I know how to get around most of this stuff. Now, the way we prepare our waivers, believe it or not, guys, a lot of this stuff, what's happening now at CBP with Trump's new order, we already accounted for that years ago. And not so much Trump per se, but we got built-in firewall protection that basically covers the stuff that's being done now. So the firewalls that we have in place, I would say cover maybe 85, 90%. So since his order came out, yeah, it's 5% doesn't cover, but we've already adjusted to that. So it's not too hard. It's like tweaking, tweaking the formula, so to speak. So we were already pretty much prepared for this. So that's why for us, we are still maintaining a 100% success rate as of yeah, May 25th, 2021. So for us, it's no big thing. So hopefully this video covers what I said about the person who wants a quick, cheap, quick, fast waiver. There's no such thing as cheap, quick, fast, especially in this administration, and especially based upon this, what I read to you guys earlier. Because the burden of proof is on you to prove you are admissible to the U.S. That's even if you don't need a waiver, guys. The burden is still on you to prove you're admissible. And by people being hauled off the secondary here, they're looking for any reason they can find to turn you around. And if they find a reason, they will be turning you around. On the same token, don't believe this BS from the media saying, oh, you're going to be shackled, chained up, etc. If you got all your stuff in order, all your ducks in a row, everything's good to go, squared away, that's not going to happen. Same with a waiver applicant. If all your ducks in a row, everything is squared away and it's good to go, they are not going to put you in shackles. They got to have, it's in the regulations. They got to have, it's a different section. They got to have a reason, guys, to do that. And if you don't give them a reason, they cannot do that. They have to have a valid reason. So you guys need to remember that. And if you go to secondary inspection and get, questioned further, so what? Deal with it, answer the questions, and then you're fine. But again, this also ties into the fact that the fees we charge covers all that because the thing is when people get their approval, they contact us anyway. We kind of go over what to expect and how the officers may approach you or how more likely they're going to approach you, how I would approach you if I was an officer. And if I was an officer, I would get you. I would get you. Trust me. It'd be very hard for you to get around me if I'm an officer because I can think critically, strategically. I grew up playing chess at 5 years old, so I can get you. And the thing is, because I'm on your side, I'm going to protect you. So hopefully that covers, again, the person who wants the quick, cheap, fast waiver and the person who said inadmissible without criminality, okay? And how can it affect you when traveling to USA with an approval? I really do hope it covered everything. I love making these videos, guys. I try not to be too long-winded. This is our YouTube channel. Um, why it's jumping like that? Yeah, for some reason it's jumping. But check out our channel. I mean, the link's going to be in the description anyway, more than likely. Um, this is the one we had with, we said how U.S. border crackdowns are affecting Canadians in 2025. So anyway, guys, let's take a deep breath. Everything will be fine. Um, Still enjoy your life. Still go down to the USA, go shopping, vacationing, whatever. I know the Canadian dollar sucks. I get that. I think as of today, it's 70 cents, per US. So $1, you convert that over, that's 70 cents Canadian. And I get the cost of living, cost of goods, groceries. I get all that because I live here in Surrey, BC myself. I totally get it. But you owe it to yourself to treat yourself well. If that means a bit of sacrifice, and sacrifice could be that you save up some money to go down and travel. You save up some money to pay for our fees for these waivers. You save up money for the government fee. You do what you got to do to get that money to get this stuff covered. But the thing is, I can't overemphasize, guys, you want this stuff done right. You don't want to half step with this stuff because this is your life you're dealing with. And you can't cheap out with these discount waiver companies because if you do, and when they screw you over, and they will, or mess up your file, all that money is down the drain, down the toilet. And then we're going to charge you more to fix this problem. So what I'm trying to do, in a sense, is save you guys some money, more so save you guys the hassle and the headache because we do 95% of everything. These other places won't do it. They're going to tell you what you want to hear just to get business. Just the other day, I turned a person away, and this person had drug trafficking, and I explained in the email, I said, look, right now you won't qualify for an approval based upon like certain criteria. Because like I said, we have the manuals, so we know what to look for. And the way the person explained the situation to me, I knew full well this waiver would not get approved right now. So some couple other things that have to be done with that file, which is fine. And I told the person honestly, I said, you know what? Right now it's not going to go through. And we had discussion, dialogue back and forth, etc., which is fine. So the person is going to come back after a certain period of time. I won't tell you guys the time period because these discount waiver companies and lawyers keep coming to our channel trying to reverse engineer our stuff and trying to pocket it or uh, resell it at a cheaper price. And that's not happening with me. That's not happening because the resources that we have, they cannot have access to. They can't get it. Even a lot of the CBP officers don't have these resources, especially these newer guys. Some of the old timers might have some of it, but these newer guys won't. And I know that for a fact. So anyway, Ken Scott, Senior U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst for www.usentry-waiver-services.com, and it's 888-908-3841 or 604-562-8140. Remember, guys, like I said, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. Stop following the BS in this mainstream media, and especially these lawyers who get on here and tell you guys the sky is falling. Oh my God, you want to get shackled? That's straight bullshit. So, and I'm out. Have a great day.